Latest figures on the British economy paint a mixed picture. Industrial production rose by a faster than expected 0.7% in September, but construction fell by 1.6%, the most in 18 months. Now, as those figures were being released, the UK and EU were wrapping up their latest round of Brexit talks. The EU's representative, Michel Barnier, gave the UK 2 weeks to offer more money to settle its dues before trade talks can start. And he said no significant progress has been made. Meanwhile, the UK's chief negotiator, David Davis, spoke about the fate of Northern Ireland after the UK leaves the EU.
We recognise the need for specific solutions for the unique circumstances of Northern Ireland. But let me be clear, this cannot amount to creating a new border inside our United Kingdom.
I'd like to start off by saying you should not expect from us, at the stage where we're at today, any announcements or decisions. The discussions have taken place between 2 European Council meetings at a time when we are deepening our discussions, making clarifications and carrying out technical work.
Patrick Minford joins me now live from the UK. He's a professor of economics at Cardiff University and also the chairman of Economists for Free Trade. Professor Minford, thank you very much once again for joining us on Money Talks. Look, strong industrial production numbers, weak domestic construction. What's your assessment of these numbers and the UK economy right now?
Well, the UK economy is growing perfectly normally, really. It's probably growing about 2% a year. And, of course, construction has been weak, but manufacturing is strong and services are quite strong and employment is strong. So the economy is in reasonable shape, basically. And the ONS figures, the Office of National Statistics, they had a rather weak assessment for the first half of the year, but they revised it up already, and I think they'll revise it up some more.
OK. But look, the architect of Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty says there's nothing stopping the UK reversing its decision to leave. First, before we go on, let's have a quick listen to Lord Kerr.
The fact is that it's a political decision that has been made in this country to maintain that there can be no going back. Actually, as far as Brussels is concerned, as far as the treaty is concerned, this country still has a free choice about whether to proceed. As new facts emerge, people are entitled to take a different view, and there's nothing in Article 50 to stop them. I think the British people have the right to know this. They shouldn't be misled.
Professor Minford, what do you think of that? Do you think that could happen, or is it too late, that there is no turning back now?
Well, of course, you can always turn back, but there was a referendum, and our democracy respects referendums, and the referendum was very clear. It said we were going to leave, and that was why we triggered Article 50 with the intention of leaving. I don't think there's any appetite at all in the UK to go back. And, of course, if we did go back, it would be to a very different relationship from the one that we've had up to now. We'd have to join the euro, we'd lose our rebate, and we'd have to sign up to political integration, you know, a federal European Union. So it's really quite politically unlikely that the UK will change its views, and Article 50 will carry on, as the Prime Minister said today.
Right. Michel Barnier has given the UK 2 weeks to stump up more money for the Brexit divorce bill, or else no trade talks. Is the UK going to cave in, do you think? Well,
nobody quite knows what he means by how much money is and how much money is involved. But to be quite honest, having a trade deal is not worth a great deal of money, because the effect of a trade deal is very small, really, in terms of the overall Brexit effect. What is the big effect of Brexit is signing free trade deals with the rest of the world, which will bring their goods into the UK at world prices and get rid of EU protection and getting rid of course, EU regulation in favor of UK-based regulation. And finally, of course, controlling borders. So all that is what the British want. And if the EU doesn't sign a trade deal, it means there'll be some quite small tariffs on manufacturers both ways, which we calculate really have very little effect on the outcome. So the big problem, I think, for Mr. Barnier is that the UK doesn't really need a trade deal, but maybe Europe does.
Right.
And so they think they've got to make up their minds, you know. They can't bully us into paying a lot of money for something that's not really very valuable.
Right. Indeed. Oh, I'm afraid we are running out of time. Would love to speak on this more, and we will be, of course, in the future. Professor Patrick Minford, Cardiff University, thank you so much.